Okay, let's do it. Okay, Simonai and Test, Dine Maftir. We're up to Sif Bays. So Maftir lo yasel bebrachas av Torah ad lachar shagoyl korach sefer Torah b'mitfachas. The Maftir should not start the brachas until the goyl, until the glila, until the sefer Torah is wrapped up. Right? Why? So the reason is because the person wrapping up the sefer Torah, the one who's getting glila, should have an opportunity to listen to the Maftir. All right, Gimel, bebracha rishayna. The first bracha lachar anemorim be'emes einoin omein. Because there's, if you notice, there's different paragraphs in the brachas of the Haftarah. Okay, sometimes people answer Amen. The maftir shouldn't make a hefsek, meaning don't pause, because people might answer Amen. Siyum bracha, so that people should know that it's not the end of the bracha. Meaning sometimes when you have long psukim and tilim, and the chazan takes a breath, the crowd answers, even though it's not the end of the pasuk. So the same thing by the haftarah. I think at this point nobody makes this mistake, so it's not a problem. Dalit also l'davar b'shasha mafti kares haftarah. It's important halacha. No talking during the haftarah. It's awesome. Hey, ikar adin shezeh. The halach is the maftir reads the haftarah and everybody else should say it quietly. Right? Now this is a halacha that people don't like, but it's very important. I don't know if it's a very important halacha, but it's important to know. When the Balkoyer is reading from a klaf, then you could just listen. But when the Balkoyer is reading from a printed haftarahs, then everybody should read the haftarah quietly. Right? Because it's not a real laning. Yeah, fine.
Don't most Hasidim. So most Hasidim.
Oh, we're gonna get to the Hasidim right now. He's gonna bash them right now. Very good, dog. And this minig that the people say it loud with the maftir. The only reason why they do this is because they don't know better. And we should be mevatel the minig. So there you go. There are people that shihiyah means they extend the reading of the haftarah, which means that even after the one that got called up to read it, the hiskal brachas, they don't want to stop. Meaning you always got those guys that are reading for longer, and they read out loud. They're not doing good. They're not going to hear it. They're not going to hear the beginning of the brachas. Sometimes it's going to, even people sitting next to them are not going to be able to hear because this voice is drowning them out. And even if they lower their voice, they themselves won't hear. When they hear the maftir finish, and he starts the brachas, even though he hasn't finished, wait quietly till he finishes the brachas, and then let him finish the haftarah. Meaning, don't start the brachas until it gets quiet, right? Fine. Vav. When it's the double parsha, maftir and baftarah shel parsha shniya, you do the second parsha. Levad ba'achrei kedoshim kshein mechubarin sha'azam maftir and haloi kivni keshuyim. Biktzas chumashim nishim leparshas vayishach haftarah vayivrach Yaakov v'hutas ki haftarah zu shaykh leparshas vayetze haftarah vayishlach hu chazoin avadyu. Fine. Zayin rosh chodesh shechol is b'shabbos maftir and hashemayim kisi. V'im tov v'kor haftarah shel parsha shavua and medayin lo yomer habrachas achraynos yomer gam hashemayim kisi yivarach achar kach. Then you make a bracha. And if you said the wrong one, v'im lo niskar ad lachar habrachas, if you didn't realize that you messed up the haftarah till after the brachas, yomer hashemayim kisi beloy brachas. V'im chol Rosh Chodesh be'echad b'Shabbos, if Rosh Chodesh falls down on a Sunday, maftir machar chodesh. V'im tov dinoi k'moy b'Shabbos Rosh Chodesh. If you made a mistake, then it's like Shabbos Rosh Chodesh. Chol Rosh Chodesh b'Shabbos hu Yom Aleph. If Rosh Chodesh is chal on Rosh Chodesh and Yom Aleph, maftir hashemayim kisi. Okay. Ches b'Shabbos chol hamoed Pesach. This is also interesting halacha. Shabbos chol hamoed Pesach, which we didn't have this year because it was Yom Tov. Ein maskirin b'brichas haftarah shel Pesach. You don't mention Pesach, right? Loi be'emtza, not in the middle, v'loi b'chasim, and not by the bracha. Ela Messiah mekadesh haShabbos. Al b'chol hamoed Sukkos, but in chol hamoed Sukkos, kivan shayimrim halal shalim. Since you say halal shalim v'gam cholok b'karbonos, and there's different karbonos, maskirin k'moy b'yom tov shel Sukkos. You mentioned just like Yom Tov Shel Sukkos, Shechol b'Shabbos that falls out on Shabbos. So Chol Hamoed Pesach you don't add, Chol Hamoed Sukkos you do. Shabbos, I mean. Test Katan Shegil Lechinuch, a Katan that's Higil Lechinuch Sheyadei Lamim Avarchin. He understands who we're making a bracha to. V'Yadei Alachtach is Oisius B'Toiv, and he knows how to pronounce the words properly. Oila L'Maftir B'Shabbos B'Yom Tov. He works. He goes as to the Maftir on Shabbos and Yom Tov. And Bar Parshas Zachar or Parshas Para, except for Parshas Zachar, Parshas Para, or Shabbos Shuva. I'm not so sure why Parshas Shabbos Shuva. Why a Katan? You understand Zachar and Para because maybe it's Deraisa. Chen b'yom zayin shel Pesach shemaftir and Hashira noigen she'ena Katan oila l'maftir. When there's Shira also we don't call up the Katan. Chen b'yom aleph teshuas shemaftir b'merkava the Yecheskel noigen likros dafka gadol v'chacham. V'chein b'Shabbos Chazayin noigen likros esarav l'maftir. Shabbos Chazayin, that's before Tisha B'Av, we call up the Rav from Maftir. Yud, loy niskana kriyas haftarah im abrachas elal achas shekara b'Torah abrachas kol hakrum haruyim. They didn't wear a masak on haftarah with the brachas only once you called up the proper amount of people for the aliyahs. Avalin it's a psul b'sefer Torah b'Shabbos pashut. If you find a psul in sefer Torah on a regular Shabbos afilu b'shvi, even if it's a seventh aliyah, lo yo sefer Torah acher, and there's no other sefer Torah. So when a sefer Torah is puzzle, you don't make the last bracha. Or when maftir is like on a Yom Tov, there's a chiyuv. Ayin la'el afilu nimtza b'maftir. Even when it's in the maftir, as I am mevarchim birchas haftarah, you don't make the birchas haftarah. Elohim ma'isa b'loy brachas. You say without brachas. Al b'Shabbos pashut, but on a regular Shabbos, im la'achar shekaru zayin krum b'brachas. If after they call up the 7 aliyahs nimtza psul, then it's fine because you called up the proper amount. Hein bekruim sheisifu hein b'maftir, whether it's what they add on, whether it's maftir nira the yesh likras haftarah b'brachas, it seems that you should say the haftarah with the brachas. Meaning, as long as you called up the 7 proper aliyahs, then you could call the haftarah up brachas. But if you didn't call the 7 aliyahs, then don't do the haftarah brachas because it's a pigam. It's embarrassing to the brachas, to the regular laning. Okay, stop there. I'm sorry for the hoarse voice. Everybody should have a fine night and a fine Shabbos.
We don't assume that the psul happened before. We assume it happened right now.
I'm not yeah, so I'm wondering if they found the psul after the haftarah was read. Meaning they found it in the next parsha, not necessarily in that parsha.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And then we assume that it still happened then, and then the 7 aliyahs before were okay.
Correct. No, I don't think the psul happened then. I think they found the psul in a kriya that was later than what they were reading. That's what I'm saying. But I have no idea if that's correct.
And if they found it in what they were actually reading now,
I'm not
does it
sure.
make a difference?
I don't know. I didn't understand it because why didn't they find it by Shvi? Right. Anyways.